You are listening to Tales from Quandaria, Book 1, Blackthorn's Gambit. Chapter 1, The Whispers of Quandaria. Part 1, A Peculiar Client. The air in Quandaria hung thick with the scent of arcane residue and unwashed bodies. I leaned against the grimy window of my office, watching the chaotic dance of life unfold on the streets below. Elves in flowing robes brushed shoulders with stocky dwarves, while the occasional orc lumbered through the crowd, parting it like a ship's prow through choppy waters. Just another day in the Crossroads district, I mused, taking a long drag from my pipe. The smoke curled around my head, a hazy nimbus that matched the fog of my thoughts. It had been 3 days since my last case, and the weight of unpaid bills was starting to press down on me like a hungry troll. I am Corvus Blackthorn, private investigator extraordinaire, at least. That's what the peeling gold letters on my office door claimed. In reality, I was just another lost soul trying to carve out a living in this melting pot of magical mayhem. A sudden rap at the door jolted me from my reverie. I turned, arching an eyebrow at the unexpected interruption. Clients didn't usually come knocking at this god's-forsaken hour. Then again, nothing in Quandaria ever adhered to the concept of usual. "Enter," I called out, my voice rough from disuse and too much cheap whiskey. The door creaked open, revealing a figure shrouded in a hooded cloak. Great, I thought. Another one of those mysterious types who think they're being subtle. In Quandaria, nothing screams "I've got a secret" louder than a hooded cloak. The figure glided into my office with an otherworldly grace that immediately set my teeth on edge. As the door clicked shut behind them, a slender hand emerged from the folds of the cloak to push back the hood. I found myself staring into the most unsettling pair of eyes I'd ever seen. They were entirely black, like polished obsidian, with pinpricks of silver light dancing in their depths. The face they belonged to was equally striking, pale skin that seemed to glow from within, high cheekbones that could cut glass, and lips curved in a smile that didn't quite reach those unnerving eyes. "Mr. Blackthorn," the stranger said, their voice a melodious whisper that seemed to caress the air. "I find myself in need of your unique services." I gestured to the rickety chair across from my desk, buying myself a moment to collect my thoughts. As the stranger settled into the seat with fluid grace, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was facing something far beyond my usual clientele of jealous spouses and petty thieves. "And what services might those be?" I asked, sliding into my own chair and fixing the stranger with my best unimpressed stare. It's a look I've perfected over years of dealing with Quandaria's assorted riffraff. I don't do love potions, curse removals, or dragon slaying. For those, you want the 3rd floor. A tinkling laugh escaped the stranger's lips, a sound like crystal wind chimes in a summer breeze. It should have been beautiful, but it sent a shiver down my spine. "Oh, Mr. Blackthorn, I assure you my needs are far more terrestrial." Those unsettling eyes fixed on me, and I felt as if I were being dissected, my every secret laid bare. "I require a man of your talents to locate something that has been lost, something of great value and even greater danger." I leaned back in my chair, affecting an air of nonchalance I didn't feel. Lost items are my bread and butter. But before we go any further, I have 2 questions. I held up a finger. First, who am I talking to? I like to know who I'm working for. The stranger's smile widened, revealing teeth that seemed just a touch too sharp. "You may call me Lyria. I am a collector of sorts." I nodded, filing away the name and the vague description. In Quandaria, being a collector could mean anything from a harmless hobbyist to a deadly acquisitioner of forbidden artifacts. Somehow, I doubted Lyria's interests lay in pressed flowers or rare coins. "Second," I continued, raising another finger, "what exactly is this lost item? And more importantly, how much are you willing to pay to get it back?" Lyria leaned forward, those eerie eyes gleaming with an intensity that made me want to back away. "What I seek, Mr. Blackthorn, is a key. A very special key that opens a very special door. As for payment..." A small pouch materialized in her hand, seemingly pulled from thin air. She placed it on my desk with a solid thunk. I picked up the pouch, its weight surprising me. Opening it, I found myself staring at a collection of gems that glittered with an inner fire. Even to my untrained eye, I could tell they were worth more than I usually made in a year. "This is merely a down payment," Lyria purred. "Succeed in your task, and you'll receive 10 times this amount." I closed the pouch slowly, my mind racing. Every instinct I had was screaming that this case was trouble with a capital T. The smart play would be to hand back the gems and show Lyria the door. But as I looked at the peeling paint on my office walls and thought of the landlord's increasingly threatening notes, I knew I couldn't afford to be smart. "All right," I said, tucking the pouch into my jacket pocket. "Tell me more about this key." As Lyria began to speak, her words weaving a tale of ancient magics and forgotten realms, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had just signed up for far more than a simple lost and found. In Quandaria, nothing was ever simple, and I had a sinking suspicion that this case would prove that rule in spades. The neon glow of a passing enchanted advertisement painted Lyria's face in shades of green and purple, turning her already otherworldly features into something truly alien. As I listened to her spin her story, one thought kept circling in my mind like a hungry vulture. What in the 9 hells have I gotten myself into this time?